Hey, welcome back. At just 25 years old, Tori Dunlap successfully saved $100,000 and quit her corporate job in marketing to help other women do the same.
She's the founder of her first 100K and the author and podcast host of Financial Feminist. And today we are joined by Tori Dunlap. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's so nice to be in studio after so many Zoom interviews for so long.
I know. We're so happy to have you. And you know, saving 100K, no easy feat. So talk to us about the plan behind that when you first started and how you finally reached that goal.
Yeah, I started to realize in my life that when you have money, you have options and you have choices. And that is the feeling I want for every single woman on this planet, is to be able to have all of the opportunities she dreams of and not letting money be the reason that she can't. And so my journey to 100K was a couple things. It was, you know, my ability to save a portion of my income, but also her first 100K, this now global multi-million-dollar business, used to be a side hustle. And so I was pocketing the money from that as well. I also had parents who were really strategic in teaching me how to save, which I realized is a privilege. And with that privilege came a responsibility to teach others. So that 100K at 25 was really my permission slip out of corporate to be able to run her first 100K full time and start impacting people.
Oh, that's incredible. And I know it can be really confusing thinking of like retirement accounts and 401Ks and how all of this works in general. Do you have any advice for how people can best invest for that right now?
Yeah, the first thing is, like, it sounds a little cliche, but you need to picture 65-year-old you. It's really hard to contextualize, like, oh, I'm saving for this huge thing that's far off, but like I'm saving for Nana Tori, right?
Oh,
and she's like drinking Sauvignon Blanc with lunch, and she is flirting with her much younger Pilates instructor, and like that's going to be like me. And I have to remind myself of, like, okay, I'm saving for this far off goal, but I'm really saving for myself. So if you are thinking, okay, retirement's 10, 20, 30 years off, why should I save? You're saving for future you. You're saving so that future you has an amazing time. In terms of actually, you know, the act of saving for retirement, if you have something like a 401K, a 403B, some sort of workplace retirement program, that's going to be the easiest way. Just start contributing to that. And if you get a 401K match that is free money, please take advantage of it, right? You are doing, you're getting double the money for half the effort. So if you don't have one of those 401Ks or 403Bs, something like a Roth IRA is a great option. That's an individual retirement account that you can open separately from your company.
And now, in this economic climate, it is tough. I'm afraid to look at my 401K, if I'm honest, from time to time. But talk to me about there still being value in these tactics instead of, you know, trying to go it alone.
Yeah, I think that life is just hard in general right now, right? Like, life is just really hard to navigate, but specifically with money, like, no one's taught us how to money, right? And we think we're either born with the good with money gene or we're not. We think it's an identity, right? Rather than, I didn't speak fluent Italian when I came out the womb, right? Or I don't know how to play an instrument. It's the same sort of thing. So in order to get better with money, you have to be flexible in how you learn, right? And understanding, like, you're not going to be good at it for a period of time, and that's okay. But find somebody, maybe it's me, maybe it's somebody else, right, who can advise you and who can guide you around how to save money. Just like, you know, if I want to speak French, I'm going to hire a tutor. I'm going to download an app, right? I'm going to start learning more. So offer yourself a ton of grace. It's really hard to navigate this because no one taught us.
Yeah, it's really confusing, but you're doing so much for helping people learn too. I mean, New York Times best-selling author over here. Financial Feminist is your book. You also host the Financial Feminist podcast. Talk to us about how feminism and money go hand in hand.
Oh, I mean, we need like 2 hours to discuss all of it. But I mean, that's the thesis of my book, really, is when you start diving into these sorts of, you know, narratives that are taught about money, you realize, you know, the inequality and the wealth gap. Like, it's just so obvious to me that we can't talk about personal finance without talking about systemic oppression. And people think, okay, these are, you know, it's like 100% your personal choices, right? The reason you're not rich is because you buy too many lattes. And of course, that's not true, right? And the math doesn't work on that. And so it's really, really important to realize that about 80% of the personal finance equation is these factors like racism, sexism, ableism, homophobia that have nothing to do with your personal choices, right? And so when we talk about, you know, building wealth and we talk about navigating the financial system, we have to talk about these like gray area, not so fun things too. So money and feminism, like, they have to go hand in hand.
So you and I have actually known each other for a long time, back when I worked in Oklahoma City and I was on a consumer and financial beat, okay? And one of the things that I've always found very interesting about you is you supporting a value-based budgeting system or spending plan. So talk to us about that and why it's so important to really having longevity in the way you spend.
Yeah, I know. Everybody at home just heard the word budget and they're like throwing up a little bit, right?
Like tense up.
Yeah. So the word budget, right, for many, many years has meant restriction, right, or deprivation. And even a lot of the finance experts now, right, are telling you again, like, you should basically hate your life, create a budget so that you can never go out. And like, that's not fun, and that's not what I'm about. Like, I want to travel, I want to go out to eat, and you really have to figure out, though, what do you value, right? And what I value is going to be different than what both of you value, and what I value is going to be different than what somebody at home might value, right? And what we talk about in the book is identifying what your 3 value categories are. These are the 3 areas in your life that you get the most joy. So for me, that is travel, food out, and plants. I have about 55 plants in my house, and I love them more than anything. So that's where the majority of my money is going. Now, am I occasionally buying a coffee? Yeah. Am I occasionally, you know, going to TJ Maxx and buying a sweater? Yes. But the difference is, where's the majority of my money going? Because you work hard for your money. I want you to be able to spend it on things that you actually love and that are going to give you the most joy or the most happiness, like return on investment. So it doesn't mean deprivation. I just need you to stop spending money on things that you don't care about.
That's excellent advice. Tori, thank you so much for visiting with us today. And of course, we have more information on your book and your podcast. That is Her First 100K, the website, Financial Feminist for the book and podcast. We have all that info on fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live.
Yeah, come back again and teach us more financial wisdom.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Coming up on Studio 13 Live, we're learning how to make